Alright, we're here starting a new game, trying to keep a streak going. Also trying to be like a tournament legal streak, so can't repeat species or backgrounds. Decided on Mountain Dwarf Earth Elementalist. Mountain Dwarves are okay. They're really not great. They don't have a lot going on for them. Like, it's just the spellcasting thing with armor, which, not that big a boon. But, they have decent apps in like Fire and Forgecraft, so you're really kind of limited on what you can make with a Mountain Dwarf, right? Obviously, you can argue apps don't matter, which applies to everything. But if you want to have an easy time, you're probably going to go for like Hellfire Mortar or something. BVC with Necro and Earth would be good. Or being like a hybrid type character. Decent armor to make use of the passive, but not amazing. Not an amazing species. But Earth Elementalist is really strong, so we're at 6%. Let's get a point in fighting. It's very cheap, and the health this early I like. This is not a good vault to get. You basically don't have anywhere to go and no option but to fight. So gonna have to do some careful stuff here. Even this, like, I have to come all the way back here to get a one-on-one. Like, I can get surrounded in this little zigzag. Yep. Alright, we got a club at least. Looking better already. Whip even better. Let's back up. I'll look here to the left. Better hallway here. I don't really want to deal with this, but anywhere else I go could be worse. That's the issue, right? Like, this is worse. So just back off. We'll deal with this stuff, I guess. I'm gonna try to do it one at a time. There we go. Alright, one fighting. That's 2 more HP. It's pretty significant this early, at least. Where else do we want to go? If we get... Not sure if we get mana just on leveling up spellcasting, but if I can get 1 more mana, I'd rather do that. And whip. Don't need that. Okay. Slay 6, but minus stealth. inappropriately named. This is definitely something for the brave. I mean, 6 Slay and the Quills is just, it's a lot. Right? Like, it doubles our damage with the whip. And what do we give up? Like 1 pip of stealth? I know that's important this early, but I think this just, like, skyrockets how well we can fight. Also, weirdly, makes stones better, so if you care about that. Okay, that did not just give us a mana for leveling spellcasting. Not a big deal though, not much experience. Helps with boomerangs. Alright, up to 2. Now we've got 5 mana. Alright, much better. Bad habit of auto-exploring too early, so trying to at least not do that on D1. Could be really really nightmarish to run into a null. Yep. But that's my other issue with it, is I'll make double moves like that because I don't use shift move as much as I should. Just playing as carefully as I can stand to, because this is the part of the game that matters for me. Sup, Gnome? How you doing? Even with the minus stealth from the talisman, I think we should still level it, right? Yeah, I mean, I probably won't really use it, but I mean, it's a 14 damage sling because of the huge amount of slay. So it's like a better option than Sandblast right now. Flail is nice, but I don't want to deal with all that. Yep, nope. That's a bad idea. Door number 3. Let's see. Okay, cool. Moving on up. So Sandblast, I mean, on Endoplasm, they don't have any. Oh. Alright, so Sandblast is a lot more accurate than the Sling, at least. but a sling with this much slay early on just kind of should beat most things. And there's probably no reason not to wear this, right? 1%. Holy Wrath, I don't really care. See, like that, that's what I end up doing. If I had auto-explored, I would have at least stopped one turn faster. But pretty good hit chance, at least. Let's... Alright, good. Let's... before I forget, grab Stone Arrow. It's not going to be better than Sandblast for a little bit, like damage-wise, but... well, 24 to 19. I'm going to be really cautious about the gnolls, because now they're MIA. And a halberd gnoll still just completely wrecks us. Okay. Don't want to cut myself off here. Yep, there you are. I'm just going to be doing this for a bit. Just pulling stuff to various stairs. Definitely want to play around that staircase with the shaft. Alright, I can't stand it anymore. I know you're here. There you are. Cool. First major obstacle done with the halberd gnoll. We should just grab the chain. Let's see. What is our fail with that? I'm mostly just going to be using Sandblast, but we'll not use it for now. Ringmail, though. Oop. We may have to be Bayhog. Nope, cool. Yeah, 4% on Stone Arrow. We'll gladly take that. Looking pretty good so far. Could get pass wall, but I don't want to spend the spell levels. Moklib's in Zom. Zom's a no-go, so. Okay, I guess we'll just miss 84% like 5 times. No real resistance yet, but I've started doing this, like just double checking the floor early on, because you never know, you could have some ridiculous, unique wandering that you somehow missed. Or like an iguana. I don't know if I even want to fight this thing. I should probably ID scrolls first. Yeah, we have one more staircase. Let's just do that instead. Okay, there's TP. It's Iguana Land. I'm fine over here. Cool. Hey, temple. I'll love a D4 temple. And I have to go to D5. Never mind. They got me with that one. Iguana's super scary. Scorpion, scarier. Nope. This is up here. Boots. Okay, that helps. Now, because this is an artifact, I'm not going to stop using it because of the boots, but, you know, 2 ox pieces is usually where I stop using Quill. Alright, there's curing. That's what I really wanted. I know I'm just gonna get high rolled by the scorpion and die to poison if I don't have it. Miscast, excellent. 3%. Miscast, excellent. Yeah, see, this is what I figured would happen. 65. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just attack. Yeah. Get some more of that. Okay, another potion. And we have entropy orbs, so not worried about, yeah, mutations. That one's not great though. Don't care about the 2-hand damage, but no shield is shitty. We're fine for now though. Dread Sigmund. Another great reason to have Curing Pot. Let's... Yeah, that's not great. We can try to make it to the stairs. I think he's at max LOS, so he's not gonna hit us. Okay. It's a good place to park him at least. We'll just so I don't forget. For God, I think I want to do Sif Muna. I was thinking about it before I started the game, but Mountain Dwarf doesn't have great God options if you're a caster, which is really disappointing, right? Like you're what, one of the only +3 Invo species, but like the generic good caster gods like Ash, Behemoth, they don't care about Invo, so that apt is kind of wasted. And then, Dith doesn't really scale well off Invo. I think that the shadow acting is independent of your Invo skill. For like a caster god, like, or an Invo god at least, there's like Mokleb and Fedhas, but you don't have Unbreathing, so you can spore yourself. I don't like using my health to do damage on a caster, at least, so I just wouldn't want to use Mokleb. Kazlal, I don't want to make noise. This is a streak game, so I'm not going to use Kazlal. I think I haven't used Sif yet. So, like, Kiku, potentially, but Kiku just sucks. Nemelex, like, yeah. And ultimately, I would want to just get Hellfire Mortar, right? And Sif's, like, the only thing that really helps with that. Okay, Yak Pack. Can we fight one? Maybe. We have a lot of Slay. We could use something fast. We could try to make use of this stupid mutation. Do that. Up. Swap. Yeah, that didn't go great. Yeah, a lot more health than I anticipated. Probably need to teleport, which is a shame. Got myself in this mess. Could try using Stone Arrow, but yeah. Yep. Not at all worth. Not at all worth all that. That was a bad idea. And now, how am I gonna kill the fucking thing? Do I like just try? Yeah, I'm gonna miscast Stone Arrow. I think I just have to like pull one up at a time and Stone Arrow. But I've got like no good options now. Moonshine, thanks. Yeah, I mean, between it's 38 health, between the sling and Stone Arrow, it should be doable, right? I don't know. Is this foolish? Like, am I just taking on a D5, D4 yak without a god for no reason? This is particularly dumb. I don't know. We've got Sigmund down here too, so it's not like we have great options for what to fight. I think without the curing potion, I would probably rather fight a yak, right? Should maybe enchant this thing. Yeah, no mana, so we did not high roll. Now we have to hope it doesn't get random energy. There it goes. Yep, okay, cool. Very, very nice. Yep, that was probably poor movement as well. We have some mana, at least. Swapping weapons isn't worth it. This would be a really dumb way to die. Yeah, I think the only option is really attacking with the sling, right? Yep. It's probably going to double move and kill us, though. Alright, Jesus. Let's get Stone Arrow more castable. That'll help a little bit, I guess. Which is... Alright, that's Sigmund Stairs. That's Yak. And those are our only two options because the other one's the temple. Shit. I'm gonna assume that attacks are camping the stairs and that there's more than one of them. So that feels more dangerous to me than Sigmund right now. Because we can silence, right? We have the silence option. He's almost definitely much better in melee than us. I think he has Scythe of Protection. Yeah. So he can definitely out melee us, but if we used silence and tree form, we would probably be able to win. So I guess it's Sigmund. Okay, cool. Well, now I don't know where he is, so maybe that's not very good. Okay, also not good. You have Wand of Flame, that could be useful. Well, why am I blocking this off? Right, because of Sigmund. Okay. Cool, cool. Very, very nice. Most excellent. I'm just gonna leg. See how poorly that goes. Up to 23 AC. Go to branches. Swing. Okay. I know, it's with 6 Slay and extra dex, you'd think we'd have some degree of accuracy, but apparently not. So we're burning resources on a single wizard. Like, yeah, well, we have Wand of Flame, that's something. But this is not going well. This is not a good start. I don't know if maybe is wearing this worth it for 2% fail on Stone Arrow. I don't think so. I guess we just have to keep going with this. 2d5 is not bad, but this thing's slower, so leather might improve our speed with that by 0.1 as well. Pretty sure it's all about Stone Arrow right now, though. Okay, there's the axe. Great. I don't think they break doors. Okay, there's no... Okay, there is temple stairs. Right. We at least hit Sif. But this is going really, really bad. So I might need to take something that's just more useful, you know, more quickly, right? Which I think might be the only thing that might help immediately. I mean, Usk would, but I think Eli gets their first ability on pretty quickly, right? And if you're, yeah, I think just being with Eli, you can potentially have your life saved. The Purify, I think, works on, I know it works on poison. I think it works on Confuse. And this lets us go Sif later, so we'll try that. And yeah, occasionally guards your life. Okay. Hopefully we don't need it, but with Sigmund now, we're probably going to. I really don't want to get him into melee, but it's a long way back to the stairs. Might just have to keep doing this with him though. Oh. And now there's the downside of stealth is I can't kite as easily. All right, we got Lig again. That's great. Do we just commit? $64, $61. Sandblast is 80, so that's not bad. Yeah, we could like skirt through here. Yeah, okay. We're just kind of hoping to get lucky and high roll him. Cool. Very successful. I do want more mana though, but Scythe +3 with the mute, that's big. We're just gonna walk around with that. Should not get cocky though. There's still the Yak Pack, so let's keep being super careful. Yeah, get AC. Okay. And I might. Okay. Might be best to just skip the floor, honestly. Get a little Evo for flame. This would also be a good thing to enchant, because we'll probably be using this for a while. It's just hard to justify on Mountain Dwarf, because then I could find like an amazing artifact. But that's kind of the trap, right? Is the FOMO on that? Yeah, these are weird. Diminished spells. which is just spell power, right? Yeah, it's some new, some new thing to show off this new effect, which replaced anti-magic on Enfeeble. So Enfeeble is much worse now. In exchange, you like reduce spell power, which is not nearly as useful. Okay, we still have a good ranged option with boomerangs. Okay, that's what I'm talking about with not using auto explore. I just double move like that all the time, and then it's more dangerous for me, I feel like. Yeah, because you get shit like that. God damn it. Okay. It's gotta be Lig now, so. This is very bad. Very, very bad. In retrospect, should have Ligged immediately. I don't know what might get us out of this, though. Like, immolation would kill us. Poison doesn't help. Fear or butterflies, I think, just stalls. Blinking can't move us as a tree. We could look into heal wounds or haste. Those might help, but yeah, probably it. 53.75. Guess we'll 15, 10. Okay, so I guess the iguana. Okay. This is much better, at least. Moccasin's doing a lot of nothing. Yeah, this is definitely magic pot time. Okay. I do not like this start. Oh my fucking god. Please create a single cloud. Are you actually kidding? Oh, Jesus. What a mean game. Now what? It knows where I am, right? It's fast. If I got really lucky on stealth, it might lose track of me. But we've got 6 health. Like, this is just... I think this is just it. What does blind reading get us that could help? Blink now works. Fear without an insight does nothing. Poison doesn't help, that blocks us off. Summoning gets stuff in the way. None of this helps. Not the ID'd stuff. Potions. And maybe these viewers can help me out. Ambrosia, traction, no. I mean, I think I would need like heal wounds or invis or haste. Like those might do something. And then blink summoning might do something. So I'm just gonna start chugging potions. I think is the thing here. Is there any like? No, these don't say like what level you got them on. All right, attractions are very good get. Might, cool. Yeah, I think we just need to get heal wounds, right? Like even, if I attack, right? I think it'll get 2 attacks off, and that just doesn't, that doesn't work. But so let's just, okay, potion of heal wounds, very good. I don't know why my little HP thing doesn't seem to be calculating things anymore, but might attract now with some amount of health. We just gotta swing, get protection up. Okay, protection, cool. All right. Very fucking scary. This game is goddamn terrifying. Oh, I don't like this. I don't want to do this. There's another heal wounds. But I got up. I'm scared. I'm still attractive. Okay, that's gone at least. I hate this so much. The Geomancer. Okay, at least it's not that bad if you're not next to a wall. Okay, so we've ID'd all the things I would really care about in potions, I think. Right? I don't really care about brilliance. Enlightenment, haste, kind of care about. I care more about scrolls now. So we'll do that. Okay, poison, cool. Poison and fear. Okay, we have some options now. The fear poison combo is very good. And let's try and make our way to the heal wounds. With all those together, we are in much better shape. Wujan. Dog. Freezing Cloud, okay. Yeah, what do we have? We have the Boulder, which I don't really like, but it's, it's our only other option here, and it is occasionally useful. So but I'm gonna keep, I want at least, 2 pips of stealth, please. Yeah, let's get bolder. Gotta remember though, this level has yaks on it. They're potentially much more doable with the boulder though. I can at least kind of keep myself safe. Yeah, the infamous double move. Yep, greatness cast, very cool. Alright, and there we can summon his buddy. So we're not going to work on that. Once the stealth is at 2 pips, we'll get back to Conjure Earth for Boulder and Stone Arrow. The miscasts are really not good. Almost definitely not shape-shifting, but kind of, behooves you to pick everything up when you have inventory space. Okay. And we got to 1 star on Eli. And it does give poison, confuse, slow, petrification, bunch of really good stuff. So I think Eli was definitely the right call with a shitty start like this. Like, mana's not really gonna so explicitly save my life like that. Disto. Back to 2. Yep. Very not good. $41, so he can't squish us instantly, at least. Very not good positioning resulted in this, though. It's almost definitely fear if we can't deal with it, right? Yeah, 97% chance. So fear is like guaranteed to get us out of this, but if I can avoid using it, you know, somehow, I would like to. So I think I'm gonna swing, try and get protection up, and then if I'm lucky, I'll hit like an MP regen tick and be able to stone arrow twice. Yeah, the scythe can't one-shot him, but okay, that's helpful. Protection's up. We can do that. Okay, cool. Venom. All right. Gotta be a little more careful. Wand, yes. Mind burst, great. What can we ID? There's no reason to go to a stair. Except for noise, actually. So we'll just not be lazy. Vuln, okay, good. Revel, not really that useful. Maurice, okay. How is your will, Maurice? Just one, so Mind Burst is gonna do well, and we should be able to get out of anything with fear. No, I want to quiver fear. Okay, 90% chance. This is 57 for 3d10. He's got 60. So it would need like 4 procs on average to kill him at 60-ish%. It's gonna take quite a while. So I'm not thrilled about that option. He can use a wand, but I think it might be a good idea to use poison. Yeah, I think he still does have the like weird OCD compulsion to throw things back at you. So I could throw like stones at him. I think he might pick them up and throw them back, but well, actually, they get destroyed on impact, so I would only be able to throw poison darts at him to get him to do that. And since I don't have poison resist, I don't want to go that route. But I think poison might be the play still. We'll start here. Okay, blank, cool. Nope. Not doing both of those. No, thank you. 73. because it's Mind Burst. Mind Burst can't fail and hurt me. Okay. We at least did 2 yet. There we go. Jesus. Okay. Okay. You can still hit stuff that's invisible with Mind Burst. You just gotta, you know, put it where they were, and they'll just explode like that. So let's drop some of this garbage. Now I think I would rather... Slay doesn't matter that much for the scythe, and I don't actually want to be using it. So I might care more about 3 AC than 6 Slay, which is probably a very controversial way to value those things, but... Okay. Okay, we're at 6 there, 4%. Because of the tons of wand charges, I'm gonna go further with Evo. Yep, and an extra wand, so oh fuck. Okay. So it's instant resist. Poison. Back up. Now, if you guys could just kill each other for me. Yeah, really low hit chance, so gotta blow some B mines here. Very spooky. But second fear is really nice. Low. Ugh, hate these things. Not gonna fuck with the sleep cap. I think I can kind of, yeah, do this. So is that gonna, I know it'll like break apart immediately, but all right, that's something. Okay, plenty of wands. Okay, hello again. Round 2. Much better. sleep cap again. Let's go back to D5, find the yaks. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, 2% stone arrow, that's great. Is there any possibility we missed anything important? Doesn't look like it. I think Fear and Fog, I feel pretty comfortable now. Yeah, it goes down to 17. So 6 Slay on 1.5 speed versus, 3 AC. It's very close. I think because we have the protection brand on it specifically. Ooh. Very bad. We can purify ourselves if we get poisoned, so it's not that dangerous anymore, which is nice. So I think we probably want to go up and around. And see if we can't body block. Okay. Coarsely sight. Now is Troll better than Ringmail? Let's try it, at the very least. Vampires are really just disproportionately dangerous. Right, can't fear them. I would have to like silence it to keep it from just vamp draining indefinitely and keeping itself alive. And I really don't want to spend resources on this stupid fucking thing. So yeah, because it's undead, I think. Right, it doesn't let me. Well, undead are just harder. So I think because he's wandering, it won't let me. Or maybe because my invo is too low. I don't know, but I don't want to deal with vampires. I would rather deal with bees, honestly. Yeah. Definitely not as bad as a vampire. This looks like lair entrance, most likely. Not trip that. Anything new? Should probably get pass wall just for like an escape option, right? And if we go Sif, we can just, if we don't like it anymore, we can just forget it. So better to have it and not need it, right? And there's digging too, so. And there's blank. Okay. Yeah, uninterested because they're wandering, I think. But we could. I want to attempt it with a boulder. Can you send 2? Okay. Boulder beats vampire. Very good to know. Inner flaming the boulder. That's a really, that would be amazing tech. Are you really not allowed? Kills an enemy with intense fire, so you can't put it on allies. That's a shame. Boulder has infinite will, so it just resists it. Yeah, infinite will. That sucks. That would have been really cool. Getting to the point everything is really solid. I want more power on Stone Arrow and Sandblast, but yeah, we'll go for that. Like, more mana is gonna be big too. Yeah, this thing has its uses, for sure. Do we think robe is better than troll leather? I don't. Now that we have... Do we care about, like, quickly identifying anything else? It might be IMO or noise or amnesia. So we'll... I mean, we have blink, which is the important thing. And the important potions ID'd, I think, so... Hold off on read IDing. Steamed bees. I'm not gonna undo that yet. Okay, now that's all that's left. Surprisingly, that wasn't the lair entrance. I would have thought, you know, the water and the eels, it would be at the center, but guess not. Should probably use the RC setting that like stops at doors, so I don't just run through them blindly, but it slows things down a lot. Heal wounds. This is our first piece of jewelry. That's ridiculous. Another mutation, so we could try and... Oop, cure, alright, great. Can do that at least, thanks Eli. Just because we have Eli, it's not really that dangerous, right? Okay, unless you just keep doing it over and over. Another wand. Poly. Okay, we're just chock full of wands. We're just missing the 3x3. Draugr. Pretty sure I can't. Yeah, it's mindless. And they don't have eyes for light, so that doesn't really work. Do we want to... Yeah, let's try to charm fail miserably. Okay. Okay. That's ridiculous. %82 doom. Okay, that's why. So it's just a full-on like merfolk. And it also, I wish it didn't work this way. Like it gets like an entire, like that's not halberd damage, right? Like a halberd's like 13 base damage or something. So it's getting basically an entire extra attack on top of the weapon. Like I wish it was just like it only got the weapon damage, but it's a merfolk with twice as many attacks, which is, it makes a lot of sense why it was ridiculous. Doesn't have a mind to blow. And a 1 charming. Can't poly it. Mindless, can't do that. I don't think they can follow you upstairs. The 1 heal wounds is not worth it to me. But there's a gauntlet, which is very worth it. Very worth a revel. D11, so Lair has to be here. Yeah, I'm gonna just go back up. Yeah, I thought this was probably too dangerous. I did it anyway. Yeah, a long way to go, unfortunate. Cool. Yeah, I just wanted to do this because I really don't want to miss the gauntlet and see what we got. Sweet, a really goodly amount of artifacts, including a chainmail. That's very nice. So let's just, yeah, we can wear chain at this point, which is really good. So almost definitely going whatever route the chainmail's in. Oh, it's one of these. So this is, it's an artifact. That's also an artifact. So either way is fine, but artifact hat, artifact cloak, or is that also glowing? No, that's just like a regular ego hat, but I think that's better overall. Now, how to deal with the moth, because that thing's a problem. If we can't cast in chain, maybe we should just wear it. Second potion. Immo would be a terrible idea. Summoning would be helpful. Yeah, because the stakes are higher here. I'm just gonna. I don't want to rebrand the scythe, so it's, you know. I guess the sling that might be. All right, now it's unusable. Whatever. And noise. So nothing gained there, really. And what might we get in potions? We could get like haste. That would be really nice. So stand here. And we did get haste. Okay, so definitely worth it. But now we're immediately gonna get bounced around in here. And all the wolves are gonna get berserked before I can actually like deal with them. I could do poison, and then it kind of doesn't matter about getting bounced around, but then I gotta just keep using piety to cure the poison. Does 47... We could try this, but I don't know how them like retreating interacts with the gauntlet. So that seems like a not great idea. It's probably just fear though, and desperately try to make the exit, but like everything's gonna scatter and hit dispersal, and it's gonna be fucking impossible to get to the exit. So it's probably like just a stupid amount of resources, like using fear and then fog, just to avoid the dispersal blink and like rush to the exit. Okay. This positioning is not horrible, and nothing is berserked immediately, which is what I was most worried about. And then their position that nothing should run into a dispersal. Yep. See ya. Alright, that went pretty well. And we're going left. Alright, that puts us in with the hornets. We can do them one at a time. Probably worth resistance, otherwise I'm just gonna be like, I could get paralyzed and I would just be spending a bunch of turns purifying myself over and over and over, and it just wouldn't help me kill them at all. So let's go in. It's right to get to the ring. Which may be a mistake because of the haste. Okay, it wasn't, because something's here. So because it's one thing though, $75, $77. So Mind Burst is the best play here, I think. Okay, 8 int and extra stealth. That's really nice. There goes haste, but I think that was worth it. just to get the boost from the ring. So I think I want to, just back up. And we could curare. But yeah, I'd rather do it with 2 there so we can hit the thing behind. Light, yeah. That, yep. Slowed again, yep. That's what I figured would happen. So now, what can we do that's like really high probabilities? Probably bind burst is the highest. We could use curing. It's blind. I'm scared. Yeah. There's a reason I'm scared. I think, hope, really. There's like a grace period on paralyze. If there's not, though, this could be a very bad idea. Okay. We survived, we greeted, and kept the resist potion. Maybe not a great idea, but all's well that ends well, right? And here, what do we actually have in here? Okay. The Death Drake is a much bigger problem than Hornets. Now, where do we have to go? If we go in, it can, I think it's fast, so let's just, yeah, if we go in, it can probably swap with the Centaur and immediately miasma. So I don't want to do that. What else? Like, this is where I have to use the resistance, just because the miasma is so much more dangerous. Now I think, yeah, you are poised, but that's not what I care about. I think if I, if I'm gonna pop resist before I go through, and if I use poison, I'm pretty sure the miasma can't trump it, right? Like, it doesn't overwrite the poison, and that'll protect me from the miasma. And then I can just walk through it and get to the loot. The problem there is, right, it doesn't extend all the way back here if I don't, move that direction first. So, what other things? It's got low will. How likely? 44. We could vuln it. I think fog does the same thing with miasma, though. And then again, we could be greedy about the resist pot. Not a great idea. Yeah, I wanted the, hopefully it stays there. Yeah, since it's there, there's no way it can, like, get to me and shoot miasma the turn I go in. So, not gonna resist, just gonna fog. +0 minus telly. That's just rude. Like a rude thing to do to someone. Alright, the hat helps, but okay, I guess he came with me. Don't know why he's just chilling there. Okay, other way. Hello. Shouldn't need the earth, but yeah, we're at max power. I don't care about boulder power. So let's just get more health. Probably prudent to shout, right? Okay, there it is. Right here. Now, we could be sneaky and pass wall, I think. Oh no, metal. Can you pass wall through metal? No, you cannot. Okay. I thought we could maybe be sneaky and try to like bypass him, but that's not gonna happen. So, how do we need to do this? Hasten might be the only way, honestly. Which is really not great. We have Curare, so hopefully that would do something. Yeah, I've died to the Minotaur too many times to not take it really seriously. So, because we were greedy before, let's not be greedy now, right? Let's just... Oh, god damn it. Well, that's really bad. That's really fucking bad. Precor, I want my money back. Very bad. No, that's not good. Uninterested. $64. Yeah, not good. I'm not sure. I mean, the javelins are probably less bad than the melee, right? So... I think we have to vuln at least. Jesus. Probably won't do as much as heal wounds. What are the odds on fear now? 85. Yeah, he doesn't have anything I care about. And 44 can kill us, so it's fear failing. Fuck. Nightmare. None of these are better. It's only 59. Barrel doesn't block javelin. Yeah, so this is funny. I think the stealth actually killed us here. If the Minotaur hadn't, you know, lost track of us while coming towards us from the shouting, while we had haste and might, this might have been doable. But there's like no way we survive this. There's just no way. What could possibly... Summoning, maybe? Immo doesn't do it. Torment is bad. Invis, maybe? Berserk, even? Maybe? Yeah, failing on an 85 is really, really bad. Yeah, I would have to get down to the corner here, so I'd have to take 2 steps to try and like blink past him, and almost definitely will die in those 2 turns. So we're gonna have to try and, yeah, we gotta try and high roll on his behavior and also like random consumable pulls, I think. Is anything just so bad that we just can't do that? Berserk is probably the worst case for a potion. Immo Torment would be unfortunate for a scroll. But these are the same, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 3 rolls at 1 and 5. Immo and Amnesia are more likely. So it's likely, these 4, butterflies and summoning, overlap. So if we get, like, if we got butterflies and Immo, that would be, the classic way to kill yourself. If we got like Immo and then summoning, or Immo and then butterflies, it may not immediately kill us, but the butterflies doesn't help at all, right? Like, we have to kill it or get past it, and butterflies doesn't do anything. And Torment's kind of a mixed bag, right? It hurts us, but it's a big chunk out of him too. And then, or just assume it's not experience. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Brilliance, enlightenment, more likely. And we have 2. 64 to get AC up. I think the attack is better than... It's better than Mind Burst, I think. Is slow. Yeah, sorry this is taking literally forever. I mean, I'm just delaying dying, right? There's almost no way that we survive. So if we don't go the consumable route, right? If we just ignore it, we just assume we're not going to get anything that helps. Where does that leave us? I think it leaves us just... You know, we melee once to get AC, and then we just stone arrow. Actually, nope. Cannot pass through crystal. Barrel. Can you go around corners? No. Compass direction. And yeah, uninterested. So it's possible we can kind of get through it with stone arrows, right? We got up to 100% power. Like stone arrows and heal wounds and heal other, or heal self, I mean. So I don't think the consumable blind use is like a decent path to victory. I think we just gotta like get lucky and out damage it. All right, there's AC at least. That's something. The sling is an absolutely crazy amount of damage. Yeah, it's not even the javelins too. It was a sling. I know it got... Oh, what? Wait a minute. Is that for real? Right, I attacked once, got the protection, and it shot at me... What? Alright, this is part of that, but it shot at me 4 times. Which is pretty ridiculous. Like, it's not... Right, it's not a speed sling, so I don't know why it got 4 attacks there. That's a bit obscene. So let's try stone arrow. Okay, it moved. That's helpful. AC still up. We can potentially retreat over there, and then the stealth, maybe, like we could kind of run through the labyrinth, right, down to this other corner. I don't know what he'll do here though. Like if he'll just shoot with the sling point blank. He doesn't have archer tag, right? Or he wouldn't have moved forward. but he might spend a turn switching weapons, right, to his melee weapon. We're at 43 health. He can really, this thing can kill us, right? If he manages to like switch to his melee weapon and hit us, that can also kill us. But what is, like, I thought the gore was like the headbutt. Does he get like an additional, like, is that why the sling attacks so many times? Because he gets like two attacks because of this? I don't know. But I think I want a stone arrow rather than heal. Yep. Okay, so he did, he had time to switch weapons and hit us and gore us. Okay. Now, pretty positive if we blink, he's just gonna javelin us anyway, right? 9 health. It's also, vaguely possible that he doesn't. I really don't think he won't. But if we stand here and try to heal, I don't think there's any way we live. So instead of just taking forever, we'll just blink here and die. Okay. Step. Okay. So it's been 2 turns. We stepped, curing, and heal wounds. So we did 3 things. So he's probably 1, 2, 3, probably there. So if he goes 1, 2, or 2, then he's back within range. So we may have two turns. I'm thinking it's probably resistance and heal wounds, but okay, so I'm also thinking resistance, poison scroll, and then if he, actually maybe if he's like fast, the poison scroll first would be better, because I don't know, he could get random energy and just come in view next turn, or I may have miscounted or something. So well, he has javelins, right, which pierce. So I'm very skeptical that Boulder could save me. There's also the fact that because we're in a hallway, Boulder like disintegrates super duper fast. right? If you launch it down narrow passages, it falls apart really quick. So even if it did block for us, right? It would only last for like a turn. Maybe 2 if we're lucky. So I don't think it does enough damage to like outrace him. But I think it's poison, resist, heal wounds, and then just try and stone arrow him while he's here. So okay, there you are. I shouldn't have waited. I should have just drank the heal wounds. Okay. Heal self. Heal self. Heal. Okay, we lost the ability to heal self. Is there anything we can do that's more likely than Stone Arrow? Sandblast is more likely to hit. We could also step, right? If we step, he may try and follow us. He may get an attack of opportunity, but attacks of opportunity are only 1/3 chance, right? So it's possible that we take a step and the poison kills him and we avoid an attack of opportunity. It's also possible that we take a step and he just throws a javelin and that's it anyways. And also the poison may not kill him. We already failed one, like 85% already with the fear. Is there any, like in this situation, is there an out with a consumable? Berserk, Invis, maybe even Ambrosia for a little tiny heal might do something. Butterflies wouldn't even push him away. I think we just have to gamble on Sandblast. Like if it... as sick as possible. I guess we were at 18, healed, attacked. Sandblast is higher accuracy. So it's 84% versus Stone Arrow at 75. So it's a 9% accuracy difference. And I'm thinking like we have 3 AC, right? Oh, good point, Gnome. Strongly reduced by armor. And Stone Arrow doesn't really care. So very valid point. Thank you for pointing that out. So it's definitely just Stone Arrow then. Mind Blast is 59%, so you know, significantly lower than Stone Arrow. And I don't even think it's more. Yeah, it's the same amount of damage, right? They're both 3d13. Now, I don't think Mind Burst is reduced by AC, right? So there's that argument. Yeah, I think I'm not comfortable enough with the mind burst chance. Like I think the best I can do now is it's the stone arrow, right? So fingers crossed that stone arrow saves us. And it's our last 3 mana too, so it's pretty fitting. All right, let's see what happens. This game's too fucking stressful, man. I can't deal with it. Oh my god, I hate it so much sometimes. Oh god. Like that. That whole process, like that entire, I don't know how many minutes that was, but that's just such an unpleasant use of time as a person. We're taking that off. I want the armor. And I want the will. We're 4 stealth now without the stealth malice. I think that's more valuable than the slay, because we shouldn't be attacking anymore, right? We have plenty of mana. I'm on D11, and this is where lair is. So we're finally at least making our way to the end of dungeon, but 2 hours to get this far is just ridiculous. Like normally 2 hours in, I'd be most of the way done with the game, but whatever. I don't know if I've even seen plate yet, so even as just like a trophy, I'll take that. None of that. I don't think we want to upgrade to chainmail. So we'll keep troll leather. Got a nothing amulet, so that sucks. 1 ID. Okay, there's torment, so blind reading would have probably not been good. And we'll just leave that behind, probably. Well, we're likely going to leave for Sif, so we'll hold on to it. But yeah, that was an awful gauntlet. Truly a terrible time. So like here, just for example's sake. So 1, and it's gone. So the boulder is not usable at all in a hallway, which sucks. That's the main issue with it, right? Hello, come on. I'd rather just this fucking thing. Here though is where the boulder works, right? It's not completely in a hallway. It's potentially usable. So if we go here, step, like that, step, like that, step, Spooky Draugr. But I think that means this is clear. And it's got a heal wounds, so an ID'd scroll. Just take that. Don't want to deal with that. Okay, now I can heal myself again. Great. Armor is probably worth getting now without the Quill Talisman. Yeah, so how many 0.2 AC? So we'd need 5 just for 1 point. I don't know how effective that is, but we'll try it. Scarf? Repulsion, okay. We don't have any artifacts. But regardless, I should probably still enchant the boots and just get some extra. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I can't afford to fuck around on this character and like hoard resources. It's not going well already. Gotta get every ounce of strength we can right now. I don't care. Bombard, excellent find. It's gonna be a little bit before it's like more damage per mana than Stone Arrow, but it'll get there eventually. Okay, there's butterflies. Alright, it's one more AC. I hate having decimal numbers, so we'll just round that out. Just in, well, it's already at 1. Oh, because of the experience. Okay, really nightmarish early game. Really bad. I did not enjoy the level of effort I had to put in to not die. Like this whole time, it's not been easy. Mountain Dwarf really just doesn't. Right, like this does nothing for me. And this does nothing for me. So you're weaker than a human, basically. I mean, if you ignore apps, you're just like completely vanilla. Unless you get, lucky and find some artifact heavy armor that you can wear and enchant up and cast with it. Until that point, though, it's kind of... Mound Dwarves are really weak. But, you know, at least Earth Elementalist is good. We're not going to get petrified. I don't like that. For now, though, let's drop a couple things. I haven't found a shield yet, so the mute, you know, doesn't matter for now. It's only positive. Got all the jewelry. We've got RC and Arlec on demand, which is nice. Get rid of those. Repulsion, there's an argument for that in Lair, just for rhyme drakes. They're like one of the scariest things in there. To the point it would probably be best to walk around with the Staff of Cold if I'm not gonna wear the scarf. Skills are looking okay. You know, not great. And I don't really have the god I actually want yet. Now Eli, to their credit, did help a lot already. So I mean, this might just be an Eli run, ultimately. Like, I get Vigor. I don't really care about Vigor, but the Pacify is so much stronger than I thought it was. And the Self-Heal and Purify are obviously really, really helpful. So definitely we're keeping Eli, at least until I feel like a lot stronger than I do right now. Because this character is just, we're riding the struggle bus. This is not going well. But that was stressful enough that I'm gonna pause here on this character. Got through the early game though, like for me at least. The old adage of the game's won by lair is pretty accurate for me. Like about 75% of my deaths are like pre-lair dungeon. So getting to this point statistically, we're in okay shape. But things could always go poorly. But that'll be it for me for today for crawl. It's too much stress to to just keep going with it. Thanks for hanging out though, guys. Gnome, nice to see you. Zwitch, thanks for hanging out. We'll be back, either tomorrow or day after. Continue this. I'm trying to stay on the silly stats monthly leaderboard thing if I can. So gotta kind of play relatively consistently. And assuming this kind of lives to the end, I'll be putting it on YouTube at least if anyone's interested. For now though, I'm gonna head out. Take care, everyone.